Hello from the Cannon Academy Homeschool. This is the Cannon Academy Homeschool Happenings of the Week for June 13th through June 17th of 2022. So this was a bit of an unusual week for us, which meant there were time for changes. Monday, I just had L and Z, brother and sister, my youngest grandchildren. And we spent the day getting back into the routine, things like that. They were a little out of sorts. Basically, they did things like they got out the Disney Me Reader and the books that go with it. They played with handheld, non-electronic games. They did memory match. They played match at spelling games and dinosaurs. That was early in the morning. And then my daughter came over to pick up her dog Al. He is a retired and rescued greyhound, and we had kept him for the weekend. And we had a nice little visit while the kids played, and they visited too. Then afterwards, they had lunch and naps, and I watched part of the January 6th committee hearings, quite a bit actually, while they took their naps. When they got up, they played with Hot Wheel cars, Ninja Turtles, and puzzles until their pickup time. So it was kind of a day where they just get acclimated to being back here and everything. Tuesday was not the greatest day. They were both really out of sorts in the morning, especially the youngest one. So after lunch, he took a much needed nap, and at lunchtime, we picked up my oldest great grandson. He arrived, and so while the youngest grandson was taking a nap, S and L were doing other things. They each read to me from their readers, and they each did 2 work pages. But for some reason, on the work pages, they both needed a lot more help than they usually do, which was kind of weird because they've done these work pages like for over a year now. And then when the youngest woke up, he decided he would read from his reader too. And then he did 2 work pages, but I only needed to give him the instructions, and then he just took off with them. So obviously the nap did him some good. Then they all got out the coloring books and did that for fun for a while. And then I decided, because one of them is really struggling with vowel sounds, and the other 2 could use the review, I decided to give them some words. And so I gave them bed, can, pig, zig, cat, umbrella, hot, and the word tip. And they had to take turns telling me what the vowel sounds were and if they were short or long vowels. And then we reviewed the actual vowels themselves. So 2 of them did pretty okay with it, and the 3rd one, not so good, but we're going to keep working on that. This is a new way to be learning those vowel sounds. Wednesday, I decided to change it up. So I came up with a chart, and on the chart, they're going to earn stickers for things like I follow the rules, which also includes listening skills. I shared. I tried to be kind. Class participation when we do class lessons together. Participation in class fun, which when we turn on music videos and things like that and dance and stuff, or we watch a story on YouTube, something like that, they have to participate and interact with it. And then I complete my work. So, and that's mostly our work pages and things like that, reading if it's required for the day. So from there, we did a few different things. L and Z, they come in the morning and they're here all day. And so we turned on YouTube and we went to one of our favorite channels, Homeschool Pop. And they watched a video about the sun. They watched a video called Insect Facts Classroom. They watched a video called Oceans of the World, where they learned about the 5 oceans. We also did Jack Hartman Kids channel, and we did the Movie Groovy Dance, the Dinosaur Stomp, which they like both, but the Dinosaur Stomp seems to be the biggest hit right now. From there we went to the Kids Academy channel, and they did songs, The Ants Go Marching, Itsy Bitsy Spider, Down by the Bay. They also listened to 2 stories from that channel. One was called My Friend the Dragon, and the other one was called The Nightingale. Then Wednesday afternoon, when S arrived, they of course had lunch, and then we rewatched and interacted with Jack Hartman's The Movie Groovy Dance and Dinosaur Stomp, and Kids Academy, The Ants Go Marching, Itsy Bitsy Spider, and Down by the Bay. The idea is that as far as the singing songs go, to learn something that when we are able to take walks and the kids are getting bored, we can sing the songs while we walk. Then we went back to Homeschool Pop. I found a video called Phonics. It's about 27 minutes long, and we did 12 minutes of it. On Homeschool Pop's channel, they also have first grade math, which is a 57-minute video, and we did 15 minutes. And then he had farm animals in Spanish, which was a 10-minute video, and we did the whole thing. They really loved that one, by the way. Then we had some fitness flashes in between these videos and things, which consist of jumping jacks, V-sits, arm circles, things like that, for about 30 seconds each. From there, for the day, they ended up just playing with different things. It could be anywhere from sorting bears, puzzles, floor puzzles, dominoes, things like that, until they were picked up. Thursday was a little bit different routine because Elle went to work with my son, her dad, and Z stayed with me. They considered him too young to go. So he was with me for the morning, mostly by himself, which he was kind of okay with, but he was kind of bored. It was hard to get him to engage and play and stuff, which I thought was unusual. I thought he'd be thrilled to have all the toys to himself. But he did listen to 2 stories on Kids Academy on YouTube. One was called Homes, and it just discussed different little homes that animals and people live in. Then he watched one called Jack and His Friends, and that was a cute little story. I'm pretty sure that we've actually read this story somewhere before, out of all the thousands of books I have. He also did 3 math pages on addition, and it went up to 20. Now keep in mind, Z is 4, he will be 5 in a couple of weeks. L is 6.5, she will be 7 in November. And S is 6.5, and he will be 7 in a couple of weeks. So then I let him do Dinosaur Stomp and the Movie Groovy Dance by himself from the Jack Hartman YouTube channel. And then he decided to take a short nap. So while he took a short nap, I watched a little bit of the January 6th committee hearings because I think it's really important to do this. Now, keep in mind, both days that they were on, I ended up going back in the evening and watching what I'd already seen on through to the end. So, from there, when he woke up, it was time for lunch, and S arrived. So, S did 5 math pages on shapes after lunch, because they're easy peasy, and we were trying to complete that section. And then they played dinosaurs together, pattern cards, wipe off pages, they did cars and trucks, sorting beers, until pickup that day. On Friday, I had L and Z in the morning again, and they watched Kids Academy. The stories they watched were The Lion and the Mouse and The Gingerbread Man. Then Z did 3 work pages on subtraction. L did 6 pages in science, because mostly it was like reading and asking questions. But it was on 3 different subjects in science. There were hippos, specifically one named Owen, which was a true story. Then one on birds, and one on the life cycle of frogs. Sorry about that. I am reading off my notes. Then they had a play break until lunchtime, and S arrived, and they had lunch. And then S did about 10 pages on shapes. Now, don't say, oh my gosh, why did he do 10 pages and the others didn't have to do something? Well, he elected to, because most of the pages had just one thing on them. And so it was really quick, like not even a minute for some of those pages. From there, we did another 10 minutes from Homeschool Pop's video on phonics. So we have about 5 minutes left, thereabouts. Then we also did the Homeschool Pop first grade math for 10 minutes, and that left us about 33 minutes. And then we reviewed the state of Kansas and what we had learned about it a few months ago when we did the Oregon Trail. This is because we were going to watch The Wizard of Oz, which starts out in Kansas. So we did that, and the kids got to have popcorn and some grape Kool-Aid to drink with it. And when the movie was over, I asked a few questions about different characters and different things that happened, and they all got the questions right, and then they got to play whatever they wanted until pickup. Now, what I didn't tell you as I went through this was the daily totals for our reading miles and our exercise miles. So I decided just to clump them all together and let you know. We earned 25 reading and exercise miles this week, with the dance videos and the fitness flashes, and then of course they're reading from their books on the one day. So we originally had 197.93 miles to reach Lexington, Kentucky from where we were in Tennessee as of the beginning of the week. And taking that off, the 25 miles that we earned, we now have 172.93 miles to reach Lexington, Kentucky. From there, we will go up to Ohio and back to the state of Indiana. Then we will decide where we want to go for our next trip. Do we want to go back and pick all the little states to the north and west of us and in the middle to finish out that part of the United States, or do we want to go down the eastern coast or something like that? So that's where we are. If you found this helpful, if it made you think, hey, I'm not the only one having problems and having to rethink things and everything, then please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing to subscribe. You can share with your friends and ask them to subscribe. If you have questions, reach out to me. I am trying to start checking on questions and things. This will not be marked as a kid video because there's really nothing that they're going to get from this video. It's mostly for the adults to help them say, hey, here are some good ideas for my homeschool, or maybe I don't want to do this stuff for my homeschool. Maybe I'll check out some of these YouTube channels she's talking about. So, until next time from the Cannon Academy Homeschool, bye-bye.